So what's up everybody, Retro Sickers here, back at y'all with a new video, and today's video is going to be a full restoration on a pair of shoes that I got sent out by XL Sneaker Cell. Make sure you go ahead and check him out. He has, of course it says right here on the name XL, bigger sizes from around 11.5 to like 13, 14. I will have, his links and stuff down below in the description. But yeah guys, so the shoe I got sent out today from XL Sneaker Cell is a pair of 99 white cement 4s to go ahead and sole swap. So yeah, he hit me up about these, asking for a sole swap. You can see the shoes are just coming apart. Alright y'all, so let's get into it.
All day, nigga. How long you niggas ball? All day, nigga. How much time you spent at the mall? All day, nigga. How many runners do you got on call? All day, nigga. Swish, swish. How long they keep you in call? All day, nigga.
Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna give you a close-up of the shoes. I've already removed most of the midsole. As you can see, obviously I just removed the piece right now. I mean, it's not very hard to remove the pieces off of it, of the midsole. All I'm doing with this shoe today basically is just giving the whole shoe a sole swap and a cleanup, because all these shoes need pretty much is a sole swap. I already have the donors and everything. It's a pair of Dub Zeros. And yeah, I'm excited to work on these. It's always fun doing a sole swap. So yeah guys, so the first step we're going to be doing is going ahead and prepping the midsoles, which is removing all of that crumbled midsole crap, unstitching them and everything. And also real quick, I am going to be stitching the toe cap. I know a lot of people, like ask like, why don't you stitch them, this and that. Well, today I'm going to be stitching them just to, prove the haters wrong. So yeah. So let's get into it, y'all. Alright, so the first step I'm going to be doing is going ahead and cutting off the stitching, because that just makes the whole removal process of the sole and all the crumbled midsole so much easier, y'all. And then I'm going to go ahead and be removing all of the chunks of the midsole as much as I can with my hands. So yeah. Alright, yeah, so I unstitched the soles from the uppers, and I've already removed most of the big chunks of the crumbled midsole. Now I'm not done prepping the the uppers and the soles. They still need a lot more work into them. Now right here is all of the crumbled crap that I removed. But yeah, I'm going to be using some acetone to go ahead, and some cotton balls to go ahead and rub off all of the excess crumbled midsole that's still on the uppers and the outsoles. Alright, yeah, so I finished removing all of the crumbling leftovers from the outsoles already. As you can see, they came out real clean. Yeah guys, if you're ever going to do a sole swap, make sure you remove all of the crumbled leftovers, anything. Make sure they come out really clean. So the next thing I'm going to do is going ahead and removing all of the crumbled leftovers from the uppers. As you can see, it's still on there. I'm going to be doing the same method I did with the outsoles. So yeah, I'll get back at y'all when I'm done with that. Alright y'all, so I finished removing all of that excess crumbled midsole, still on the shoes, on the uppers, and on the outsoles. So prepping is the key to a good sole swap. So make sure you remove all of that excess old man dried up white gum, so you can have the cleanest sole swap ever. So yeah, the next step is to go ahead and start working on the donors. So let's get into it. Alright, yeah, so the next step is to go ahead and start working on the donors. I've already worked on the other donor, the other shoe. I've already repainted it and put the speckles, added the finisher, everything. This midsole is ready to go. It just needs to be re-glued, and that's about it. But for this shoe, I'm going to go ahead and show you my process of taking the whole shoe apart and remove, to getting to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So yeah, let's get into working on the donors. Alright, so to go ahead and separate the uppers and the outsoles from the midsole, I'm not going to be using a heat gun, and I'm not going to be using a steamer. I am going to be using boiling water, although you can use a steamer and a heat gun to go ahead and remove the uppers and outsoles so you can get your midsoles. But Using the boiling water method is the easiest method. Now for newer shoes, the boiling water method may not work or may not work as well. So for older shoes, the boiling water method will work like a piece of cake. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the boiling water method if you haven't seen it before. Alright, y'all, so the boiling water method is the most simplest and fastest method you can do to go ahead and get your donors ready to go. So all you have to do is get a tea kettle or a pot and fill it with water and boil the water and just pour it straight into the shoe. And that's it. The reason this works is because the boiling water is so hot that it melts all the glue. You know, on new shoes, it may be harder. You may have a tougher time doing that. But on older shoes, you know, shoes from around 2008, 2009 or older, it'll be a piece of cake. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show you this process. It's very, very simple. It's not hard. Anybody can do this. Just be careful to not get any of the boiling water on your skin because it will burn you, and it burns really bad. It's a boiling water, y'all. So yeah, let's get into it.
My cheddar, vendetta, beretta, milk you like cheddar for playing with mozzarella when clever fella hella fly.
Real quick, I want to go ahead and note, before you pour in your boiling water, make sure you remove your insole so you can go ahead and get the maximum potential effect of the boiling water melting the glue. So yeah, make sure you remove your insoles to get the best results. So yeah.
Fucking fake like a dildo, I'm fucking face like I'm big though. He did. Amen. I'm so notorious, oldest rappers is gross to me, bagging bitches like groceries, filling.
So after you pour the boiling water straight into the shoe, and like I said, make sure you remove the insoles. Just let the water in the shoe sit. Let it melt all of the glue. Don't immediately just take out the water. Let it settle, let it melt all the glue. You can also help out, you know, the melting of the glue by moving the shoe around, moving it back and forth, just to, you know, focus more heat on a certain area. But if you feel it's a good enough level, you'll be able to cover it all. So yeah, you can repeat this process as many times as you want to until the uppers and the outsoles come off the midsole. So yeah, so once you evenly spread all of the water, the boiling water evenly around the shoe, and let the water sit in there to let all the, you know, glue melt, just go ahead and pour it out. Let it all out. And the next step is to just go ahead and simply start taking apart the shoe. So all I'm going to do is just press against this area first, and you're going to see that it all just comes apart. So yeah, so as you can see, be careful because the shoes will be really hot. So there you go, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat this process for the outsoles, or you can just use a heat gun. But if you're using a heat gun to go ahead and melt the glue off the outsole, be very careful because heat guns can melt your midsoles, and you don't want that. It's happened to me before. It's the worst thing ever. Alright, so I hit the point where the stitching is at, and I'm gonna go ahead and use some scissors, not zizzers, to go ahead and cut that off. I know a lot of y'all like to tease me about that, you know, that I say zizzers instead of scissors. So yeah, let's get into it. So now that I've removed the uppers completely, sometimes because of all the heat, you'll be able to just remove the outsole automatically. As you can see, I'm able to remove some of it already, or maybe even most of it. But if you're having trouble doing so, what you can do is just go ahead and get some more boiling water and just pour it over the outsole, and that'll also melt the glue. But yeah, it's the same process, y'all. Just pour the boiling water over the outsole and that'll cause the glue to melt. But like I said, also you can do the heat gun method or the steamer method. But if you're doing the heat gun method, be very careful because your heat gun can melt your midsoles. Alright, yeah, so all we're left with now is the midsole. As you can see, it does already have the white cement colorway painted on the midsole already. but it's not the right shade of gray I want. Go ahead and strip off all of the paint. I'm going to be using some nail polish remover and some cotton rounds to go ahead and rub off all of that chipped paint. Alright y'all, so I finished stripping all of the old paint off. As you can see, the whole midsole came out real smooth. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is going ahead and start repainting the midsole. So yeah, let's get into it. Midsole still has you know, the tape and the air bubbles, so that's why it looks all weird, but they're both completely finished. And yeah, so the next step is to go ahead and start gluing up the shoe together. So yeah guys, alright y'all, so the next step I'm going to be doing is giving the whole shoe a complete re-glue and stitching the toe cap. I know a lot of y'all may be surprised that I said that, but I'm going to be stitching the toe cap because that's something I've never shown before, but today I'm going to go ahead and do it just to prove the haters wrong. So yeah, and the glue I'm going to be using is Barge Infinity Cement. I'm not going to be using the little super glue that much anymore. So yeah, I will have a link down below to this glue in the description, so if you're interested in purchasing it, you can go ahead and check it out. So to glue these all together, I'm going to go ahead and start off by gluing the midsole to the uppers, and then gluing the outsole to the uppers, and then stitching it all together. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, yeah, so I got part of the shoe clamped up and ready to go. I'm going to leave it clamped up for about 24 hours, letting the glue sit and cure and everything, whatever, all that good stuff. So yeah, after that I'm going to go ahead and hit up another section of this shoe to go ahead and ensure that everything is flush. And then after that I'm going to go ahead and glue on the sole and stitch the shoe up together, and then that's it. I'll get back at y'all when I'm done with this process. So y'all saw that I did use some clamps to go ahead and, you know, clamp down the shoe. I only use clamps on the back side of the shoe, and then I work my way all the way to the front. And when I'm working on the like toe area of the shoe, what I like to do, as you can see, is get paper towels, ball them up, and then get a shoelace and tie around it and tighten them really tight, so that you create a clamp. And this is a process I like to do for the toe area, the upper area of the shoe. But if you don't have clamps like I used, then it's completely fine. You can just do this method and go ahead and clamp your shoe together. Alright, yeah, so I finished re-gluing the whole upper to the midsole. It's all glued down nice and flush. Nothing's gonna come apart. It's all good, y'all. Came out really clean. And also real quick, I want to go ahead and mention about this shade of gray. I know a lot of y'all may be wondering, like, how did you get that shade? So basically, I don't really remember the exact mixture, but I do have a lot of this paint. But what I mixed was black, white, and like some brown color. I don't really remember, y'all. This was a while back, and I had a ton of this laying around, and it so happened to match up pretty close to the shoe. So yeah. See, I just wanted to go ahead and let y'all know that, because I know a lot of y'all would be asking, you know, how did you mix the paint, that gray, what did you do? So now I'm close to finishing up the whole sole swap, and the next step is to go ahead and glue the outsole to the whole shoe just to finish off the whole sole swap. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to stitch the toe cap. I did remove the stitching completely, but I'm gonna go ahead and teach you how to stitch it. Alright, yeah, so what I'm gonna be showing you how to do right now is how to stitch the toe cap to the shoe. So what you're gonna need for this is a sewing awl. I got this from Harbor Freight Tools. I will have the link down below in the description. And you will need some threading. I have a black thread here. This is embroidery floss actually. You can just Google it and you'll find it. This is black because of course the 99 white cements have a black threading. And also another thing, I recommend you get like some wax, either beeswax or like candle wax, if you're going to be using some embroidery floss, just to make it stronger when you're putting it, so that when you're putting it through the sewing awl, it doesn't like fall apart on you. So I highly recommend you do that. Just go ahead and get some candle wax or something and just rub it on the string, and that'll just stop it from falling apart so easily. So the first thing to get is 2 long pieces of the embroidery floss or threading, whatever you want to use to stitch the toe cap. Right now I'm showing y'all the process of stitching without actually stitching through it right now, because it's much easier to show y'all when it's just the sole out. So I'm gonna just demonstrate it to y'all just so y'all can get an understanding of how this works. So like I said, get 2 long pieces of embroidery floss or the threading you're gonna use. Make sure it's longer than the toe area, just to make sure that you have enough threading. So the first threading is going to be used to go ahead and actually stitch the shoe, so you can actually see the stitching. And the second threading is going to be used to stop it from coming out, stop the threading from coming out. So we're going to do some little like knot thing. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that, just so y'all know what I'm talking about. So first, get your 2 long pieces of embroidery floss, threading, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so once you've got your threadings, get one of your threadings and you're going to want to put it through the sewing awl. Now the sewing awl has a hole right here towards the top of the needle, and you just want to go ahead and put it through. So once you've got your threading through the needle, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and put the sewing awl through the first hole on the toe cap. So here's a close-up. Hopefully I can see this well. So the first hole, doesn't matter which side you start on, you can start on this side or this side, but just make sure it's the first hole or the last hole, whatever you want to say. So you're gonna go ahead and put it through that hole. So once you've got your needle through it, you're gonna want to go ahead and just pull it back a little bit, and you're gonna see the threading, and you're gonna go ahead and hold on to the end of the threading. Right now, like I said, right now I'm just showing you a demonstration of how to stitch it once the shoe is inside, once the toe cap is actually glued to the shoe. So once you've got your needle through it, you're gonna want to go ahead and just pull it back a little bit, and you're gonna see the threading, and just hold on to the end of the threading. So you're gonna go ahead and just pull right out. So as you can see, you have the threading inside the hole, and you have your needle still with the threading. So once you've done that, you want to go ahead and tie a knot at the end of this thread, just so that whenever you pull on it, it won't come out. So make sure you tie a pretty good knot so that it stays on there. And you're gonna want to go ahead and tie that knot with your other piece of thread that we cut off. So that's the purpose for the other thread. So now, as you can see, I have my knot right here, just to ensure that the thread doesn't come out of the toe cap. So as you can see, it's in there really strong. Make sure you tie a bunch of knots to make it really thick, so that it does not come out of the toe cap. So the next step you want to go ahead and do is basically the same thing, but this time we're gonna go ahead and leave a little loop. So you're gonna go ahead and put in the needle in the next hole. So once you've got your needle through the hole, just pull back a little bit and hold on to the stitching. And once you've held on, you're gonna go ahead and leave a loop in here. And in that loop, you're gonna want to go ahead and get that same thread you made the first knot with, and put the threading through that hole to ensure that it won't come out of the toe cap. So here I have the loop, and I'm gonna get my threading that I made the first knot with, which is my second threading, and put it right through the loop, and then just pull it straight out. And then when you pull on the threading, you're gonna see that it won't come out. So you're gonna go ahead and repeat this process all around the toe cap. But like I said, I'm just demonstrating it like this without the shoe actually, you know, on it, just because it's much easier to go ahead and explain this, you know, because I'm able to show you both sides of what's going on inside the shoe and outside the shoe. Because if I simply had this already glued together and I'm over here trying to stitch it, y'all aren't gonna be able to see what's going on inside. Y'all aren't gonna be able to see the loops and everything. So, you know, this is just a quick demonstration so y'all can see what's going on. And then when you get to the last toe, you're gonna wanna go ahead and let your thread hang loose at the end and just make another knot just so it doesn't come off. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just repeat the same process all around the toe cap, and then just do what you did in the beginning on the last hole, and you're good to go. Alright, yeah, so I stitched the toe cap. Like I said, I just did a quick demonstration of how to do it. I will have a video like more in depth of how to stitch, you know, the toe caps, but I already applied glue to the toe cap area. It's already stitched, and right now I'm going to go ahead and be applying more glue to the rest of the sole to go ahead and finish off the whole sole swap. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel real good right about now. I feel like I'm making a return. I ain't even been gone yet. I ain't even taking a leave of absence, but I feel like I'm back. Yeah, man. Check. I roll with the coalition when no one listen. I spoke out, now niggas is throwing this in. You gassed up my vehicle, low emission. I can enter your field trip with no permission. Slim, I done it before. Told y'all I run it before, and now the city is mine. What you thought it would be.
Alright, y'all, so here's the finished product. Everything ready to go, fully re-glued, fully stitched, everything, y'all. These came out really clean, y'all. I'm very proud of these. Like I said, these are from XL Sneaker Cell. You can go ahead and check them out. I will have his links down below in the description. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know this video was pretty long. It was over 20 minutes long, and I hope all of y'all watched it, and I really appreciate y'all. And I'm about to hit 50,000 subscribers, y'all, so I really appreciate it all. You know, everybody who subscribes and still watches me to this day. So yeah, guys, let me know down below in the comments what y'all think about this whole swap and this restoration, y'all. It came out really dope. Just let me know down below in the comments, y'all. So yeah. So thanks for watching this episode of Retro Sneakers. Make sure to subscribe to my weekly sneaker videos. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment down below. And also go ahead and follow me on my Instagram, where I post a bunch of dope sneaker pics. My Instagram is @JoseReminisce. I also announce when videos are coming out and stuff like that. So if you're not always on YouTube and you're always on Instagram, then you know you can be notified through Instagram when I announce my videos and stuff like that. I got a lot more dope content coming out, so make sure to subscribe to my weekly sneaker videos. And thanks for watching.